Hi again. Besides showing you how to warp a frame loom, I'm going to show you how to warp a notched, a pegged, and a tabbed loom. So when I'm talking about one that's like notched, I mean kind of like this, where you could see it's like cut into the square of the loom, and you would wrap your string around and go back down. This one I would also consider notched. So again, you're bringing your thread around and down. And then this one I would consider tabbed because it's at the top and it's got indents for where your string goes. And then this is more of like a peg loom, although it's actually a knitting board. But if you were going to warp it, you would just use the top and the bottom. That's it. So I'm gonna show you on this loom because all the 4 looms that I showed you are gonna be warped the same way. So, all right, so now I'm gonna show you how to warp a loom that is notched across the top. Well, sorry, tabbed across the top, or notched in the front, or a peg loom. These are all done the same way, following what I call an S shape. So you start from the bottom, go around either the tab, the peg, or the notch, and then you come back down. So for me it looks like an S, kinda. Okay, so I'll start by making my slip knot, which is 1 single regular knot. Then you bring the string across, like a letter A, let's say, and then back through the loop. So you have the 2 threads. All right, and then we tie the one side and the other side will slip. Okay, so there you go. All right, so from the bottom, bring it to the top, and you go around the tab, or let's say you had a peg, or if there's a notch, you go up around it and then back down with your warp thread. You go to the next one and then around it and up to the next one. So these are done the same way, and the difference between this and the figure 8 I showed you on the frame loom is that here your warp threads are all flat. And on the frame loom, like I showed you, you have the figure 8, and then as you weave, your warp threads front and back come together. Okay, so you just keep going. And since I had a very little bit of warp thread, of course, I tangled it. That's why I like to keep it on the spool. It helps not tangle. Okay, so now I'm done. Okay. And again, we would tie it off. Okay, and before I tie it anymore, here we're checking the tension. This looks good. That looks really good. This one, it's moving way too much. Like, do you see the difference? That's way too much. It's too loose. So, again, we're going to follow along the loom and see, look how much I pulled up. And we're just going to tighten it. And then I could tie a double knot. Make my knot tighter down here and just tie it off. So there you go. That is how you would warp a notched, tabbed, or peg loom.